Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into another episode of Capturing the Game. It's the Game Within the Game podcast featuring me, your host, Desmond Jones, and my man's the one and only Juwan Polo Man Stewart. Today, we got another new co-host in the building, making her debut today. We are also adding to the crew, Mrs. Chantel Smith-Jones. Capturing the Game is presented by Capture Sports Agency, where the CEO and founder is Chantel Smith-Jones. Reminder to all the listeners, subscribers out there, go ahead and continue to follow us on your social media, favorite social media platform, whether it be TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up. We're on there, CTG_podcast. Now that we got some of the introductions out the way, let's go ahead and talk about today's guest. Today, I bring to you former friend of the podcast. Y'all should know him, be at least familiar with him. His name is Brady. Brady, how you doing today?
Pretty all right today. Just kind of living life.
Living life. So look, we're bringing Brady back on, but Brady has gone and done some pretty cool things since he left me. Like, he left me high and dry. I'm talking about we was climbing up mountains, and then we just was, I don't know. I feel like I may have pushed Brady over an edge, and he was like, this dude crazy. I can't work with him no more, and Brady left me, which is cool. I'm not mad about that because I gained my guy Juwan Polo Man Stewart out here, and we've been rocking. Like, we ain't done like 40 and 50 episodes. Like, we've been chilling.
Yeah, I'd never leave you.
You'll never leave me. I appreciate you saying that.
Not at all.
I appreciate you saying that. But let's go ahead, kick things off like how we traditionally do, you know what I'm saying, here in Capturing the Game. Brady, let's go ahead, tell us, audience, a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you got going on, what you're currently doing, man.
Yeah, so I was on the pod. It's been a minute. I can't exactly remember how long ago because so much stuff has been happening. But currently I'm working with the Mad Ants as a stat caller. That's what I'm doing on the weekends and when they have home games at the Coliseum, because they are splitting their home games. They started it last year by splitting their home games between Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where the Pacers are playing, and then they do their other half at the Memorial Coliseum. So but I don't get to work the games at Gainbridge because I'm assuming that they have the Pacers run their stats crew down there, but I get the fortunate time to work the games when they're at the Coliseum.
So I guess my question would be, tell the people, like, as a statistician, or stat caller, what exactly do you do? Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Give us a play-by-play rundown.
Pretty much, as you're saying, it's play-by-play almost. I'm not like commentating to like the broadcast people, but I basically have like headset on and I'm just describing them what's happening during the game. So let's say, because we use the numbers of the jersey, so I say like a 3-point basket made by 33, assisted by 10, and that's what I'll do for my primary stat caller input into the system. And then if there's anything special on the play, we have a secondary stat caller who has on the computer that inputs the extra stuff as well, like shot type, location most of the time, and other weird things that the primary doesn't get. And that goes to, so like if you're watching the GameCast on like ESPN and games like that, that's where that stuff goes, so you can see live what's happening. Like, oh, this person made a jumper, this person made that. That's kind of a gist of what goes on.
What's the hardest thing, Brady?
Hardest thing? Oh,
yeah.
It's so fast paced. So like when there's multiple plays happening, so like when it turnovers, like because the Mad Ants, I know last month up until before the showcase, they were the number one like offensive rating team by scoring like the most points averaging a game, and their pace of play was faster. So like when they're going like turn the ball over and stealing and stuff, going up and down the court, that for me is probably one of the hardest things to do, because I gotta watch down here and as that's happening, it's going to the other side of the court, and I'm still having to talk and explain what's happening that I just watched on the left side of the court, and then I still got to watch and memorize what's happening on the other side of the court so I can get that all in like a fluid motion. And sometimes, and most of the time, it goes well. Sometimes so many things just happen, and it's just hard to pack down.
Makes sense.
That was gonna be the question I was gonna ask, because I mean that would, because I mean basketball can be fast paced and you got different things that happens on a quick basis. So it's like, what do you do when you get those situations when you have like 4 plays back to back and it's like you're still saying 2 plays before and you gotta catch up and everything. So
it takes I'd say experience doing it, and I don't think it takes a lot of experience to do. It's just the more like the motion of going through it and the more games that you sit there and call, and then having a certain way of calling it, because like your stat, primary and secondary stat people who are inputting them in, like sometimes like a certain way of things being said because it's easier for them to like click like the mouse or move it around and touch the screen and stuff like that. So like sometimes they want it a certain way, and that's just with working more games with them is learning how they want it done and trying to go with that.
Okay. Do you have like an instant replay right there that kind of helps you like, hey, I need to pause real quick because I'm still trying to explain to the person that I got my headset like what's going on?
Yeah, I don't have the replay, but they in between our primary secondary stat caller, there is a computer that has the broadcast going. So whether they're doing it on ESPN Plus or they're streaming on Facebook, or I think the main one they've been doing is on YouTube. And so they have like the screen of the game that's I want to say it's like 5 seconds like delay behind what's actually happening. So then if say the 2-minute plays are happening, I'll like give a quick like, hey, can you guys go back and check this assist or go check this block? And then they can rewind, go watch it during either a timeout or in between, like halftime or in between the period.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you courtside or are you up in the booth?
Courtside. So they have, I guess I'm behind courtside because they have the scores table. And then behind the scores table, if you're ever like watching it, because sometimes they'll show it on when they're watching YouTube on the because they have it the scores table on the view, but there's like a table behind them, and that's where I'm sitting, and then next to me is our director of like social media, and then we have a bunch of other like media people sitting down there, so they have a better vantage point and they can type, write, take videos, photos, whatever they need of the game to write articles and stuff like that.
I mean, do you get to really enjoy the game, or you just blurting out stuff the whole time? Like you're saying whatever?
I enjoy the game. I get
okay.
I don't just like sit there and talk. I do talk to them and stuff, and we're always talking between plays, timeouts, and other things like that. Even like while stuff is happening, it's a laid back environment, and it's kind of like easy going, easy flow, and trying to get stuff done when we need to get done, but we also enjoy ourselves while we're calling the game.
So how'd you get into it, Brady?
How did I get into it? His professor at Indiana Tech, as I'm gonna say, it was Professor Dyer. For the listeners, if I don't know, but all of us here went to Indiana Tech. But yeah, it's Professor Dyer who's the one who got me in contact with him, and then the guy who was my boss for, his name is Ryan Stevens. He's now head of like social media or content or something with Indiana Fever, I believe. So he's working with them, and he's down in Indy. So he was my boss before, and then we have this new guy. His name's Dan, but he got me into it, and I did that while I was in school, and stuck with it. This is my 3rd season, I believe. I wasn't, because the season was cut short for COVID, and then I didn't do the 2021 season because I was back home in Ohio.
Okay. How have you felt like you've improved since you first started to where you at now?
When I first started, I was very nervous about calling because I didn't want to mess up. And me personally, I want to do the best I can at like every single job that I'm doing. And I just calling it, and it's such a fast paced environment. I know we have like replay to go back and watch it. But like the first moment, I'm just like, this is first off talking to people I don't know. and trying to get the flow of things and trying to get it all correct. But now it's just like walking in the park. I just go in, put that headset on, game day is ready, just go through the game, and it's kind of easier now.
So, with that being said, has there been like any additional tools that's been added that maybe that wasn't there when you first started off, or is it kind of like still the same old, like when you first started off?
Everything's pretty much the same. I think my second season, maybe my first two, they had people from like the Pacers like stat team came in and like sat on games. They haven't happened this year since I've been back, but they like would sit on games and they would like try to tell you or try to tell us to give us advice on how to call the games because how some of them how they do it. I mean, each team's different, but they'll like give out exact shot locations of like, oh, you need to let them know like, oh, it was a pull up jumper in the right corner 3-pointer, and you gotta like be all specific about it. And it's like that's more that I have to say to get a play out. And our primary and secondary they're usually watching the game as well. It's just when they're inputting, they're not. So they can see where the shots are being taken. But that's just one of the things that they are trying to like, hey, you should do this. And it's like, well, it's not gonna flow with the game and how we're calling it. So this is an easier way for us to get our stuff down. But other than that, I don't think much has changed other than the G League rules are changing and stuff. Like they used to shoot 2 free throws all the time, but now they shoot 1 free throw for either 2 points or 3 points. So that's one thing that's, I guess, in the play has changed, but not work wise.
So when you say input, like when the person is, they got to type that in, or like is it like already pre-typed things like pull-up jumper or whatever? Like is it, or they got to type that whole thing out?
No, it's already preloaded in. There's like this. I don't even. It's like the system that the NBA uses, and there's a system, and like they have to go through to like set the game. There's a certain way they got to set the game up with the teams and the players and stuff. But once like a jump shot comes in, there's different options for them, and there's a lot of options for things. And sometimes we'll call like a floating bank, like that's in the system. Like you can actually type like click on that, and they like click on random things. And there's some things where like we'll just make fun of because like there's the players put up weird shots all the time. And we'll just like make fun of what they put in, like, oh, that's actually the system, and we'll just like go and click. It's just it doesn't ever seem to amaze me. It's just the new things that are in that system.
So with that being said, what's like the one shot that someone threw up and then you just called it? Like give me the name that you called it.
Oh, I sometimes don't call the shots, but sometimes they're just crazy shots. But I'm just like, so there's like a floating bank, or there's like a reverse like hook shot, and like they're just like up and under, or like a Euro step. I don't know. I don't think Euro step's actually in the system, but there's so many. I don't know like exact names, but it's like a floating bank, or like a fadeaway turnaround bank, or it's just weird shots, but too many to count.
Yes, he doesn't. I would just tell him to type crazy shot. Then people be like, wow, he must have did something miraculous. Ooh, it was great.
But the thing is, like, you gotta be somewhat descriptive for like the people. I think about like the feed where when you're looking at the game, you see the stats,
for sure,
and then you see like maybe all right, it's telling you like play by play on the phone, like for people that may not be able to watch it live right then and there, or don't have the streaming option to watch it live. Whether it be the case, like I think about stuff like that, and I think that's kind of like where like the stuff that Brady's doing, it kind of plays into that because
for sure.
As you updating it, you letting people know what's going on.
But I still would have said crazy bank shot on the left jumper by Donovan Mitchell or something. They've been like, wow, he must have did something crazy. Yeah, he did. It was crazy. They see it. That was crazy.
They'll be upset at you. Look, they'll fire you.
No, they wouldn't fire me. They'd be like, man, he's really descriptive on crazy shots.
Hey, they might put that in the system for the next season. Like, oh, we got to put this one in. Like,
crazy shot.
Game breaker, gotta put it.
Because you can't describe somebody shot. He shot a 40-foot jumper. That doesn't make it as a crazy 40-foot jumper. Boom, there we go. We got it. Beautiful.
So is every shot a crazy shot for you?
No.
For me?
No, for Juwan.
No, I didn't say every. Okay, now let's be real. Okay, we look at Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, and all these people. Luka, for instance, when he did those 2 comeback wins, when he shoots the free throw perfectly off of the front of the rim and bounces back to him, he passes out and shoots the layup. That's crazy nonsense. Crazy miss. He missed crazy. That was crazy.
It's a crazy miss.
Yeah, it was a crazy miss. Because you gotta put that in. That's right. You gotta put all that stuff. You gotta put
gotta put the misses in, but we don't like dedicate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a miss shot.
Just a miss shot. Oh, okay. See, like, because like that's like a situational game. Like he missed a perfectly timed shot, grabbed the rebound, put it back. I don't know what to say to that. That's
a whole bunch of unnecessary words added.
I know, but I want people to feel like they actually in the game, like they right there. You know, you got to make them feel like they in the game. That's all I'm saying.
I feel that because I'd be the one that would put, oh yeah, Steph and just hit a 3 over such and such. Like I want the people to know who they just eyed. I want to know how many people that was just guarding him especially don't let someone fall down because I would be like, yo, Steph
made him touch the earth.
Right, he ain't getting up.
That is.
That's why Brady does this, and neither one of you guys do.
Hey, maybe one day they'll probably get in the 10 years from now, like, oh, we got to have exact what's happening. So because people maybe not watch, there, innovation right there. You can.
They'll be like 10 plays behind.
I got replay for that. They got replay. They'll go back and rewatch.
Talking about 10 plays. She's hating, Desmond. You hear that? I hear she's hating. I feel like she's hating. That's what she's hating.
She's going to be the one that's going to keep us alive while we go off the randoms off of here and talk about our fantasy world, and she'll be like, no. She's going to be like, no. This is why you guys don't do that. Like, she's going to be the one that's going to bring us back down to earth.
Yeah. The hard shock to reality. Just rude. That's what that is. Just rude. Mm-hmm.
Facts.
As you guys are saying that, we do also have a writer. So we have someone who's in charge of writing. So they write down like what I say, in not exactly word for word, but in their like what happens. So then like if I say something and like it's not inputted right away, they can be like go back to whoever's sitting and writing, like, hey, what happened at so and so time, just in case there's an error. Like, hey, what happened here, and like look back and write it down, which I've never done. I don't know if I could because that's a lot of writing. But.
I'll start cheating code. I'm like 21 JY shot.
Yeah, he gonna have hieroglyphics on his stuff. Like he got the decrypt. We need the key. Let me go find the key here. Okay, yeah, let's put that. Okay, that's that's a Z for that was yeah. Okay, we're great. That's good.
Yeah, bro.
You definitely won't be doing that. You won't be doing that.
Yeah, I'm creating a whole alphabet. Okay, it's gonna be symbols, dots, letters.
Yeah.
Shit, you thought Egyptian writing was crazy? You thought Hebrew was crazy? Watch out. I'm about to put people on notice.
Scared of you.
Man.
What's when you talk about the writing and whatnot, like I'm curious, do they ever use that end game? Like they over here flipping through the script to like see, or they just kind of go to the replay screen?
In some instances, we'll have like the system will tell us, or will tell like the primary person like when there's like when something's wrong. Like it'll come, like there will be on there there's like a flag. So this play is flagged, and most likely like the flags come up is because it's a timing error. Because usually it's like sometimes it's a free throw needs to be inputted before like a technical foul, or like a foul happening and like something's like in the wrong spot, or it says like, oh, I might have called the wrong number on accident, that player might not be in. So it's like, oh, this player wasn't in the game, that type of stuff. And then like if we want exact moments, the writer has like, oh, at 5:04 in the second quarter, this happened. And like we'll go back and look and stuff like that.
So they got autocorrect and spelling check, basically. That's what it sounds like. But for stats.
Yeah. We have a writer who's like, it's like triple checking your work type thing. It's just like we have them, they're writing it down. That's just for backup, just in case anything. Like if our computers go down, we have the writer has everything that could be inputted later. Like the game last night, our secondary computer lost connection to like the server for about 7-8 minutes. So I had to, in the middle of the game, I had to set my boss sitting next to me. I had to like take my headset off. In the middle of the game, was like, hey, our computer's down. And he has to get on the phone. He had to call the NBA. He'd rush down there, try to fix a connection. So then our primary person had to be the one inputting all the stats that I was saying. So he was like one man showing it as like the writers writing stuff down. But we eventually like got it back up. But that was like an instance that could happen, which is why we have a writer as well.
So you telling me the NBA got server issues too? This is crazy.
Well, it might not be the NBA. I think it's the
This is crazy.
Wi-Fi. Some
This is crazy.
People might be loose or something like that. So something
you can't escape it, Juwan. You can't escape it. It shall follow you where it shall follow you wherever you
go. Yeah. See, I didn't. When you said server, now I'm cool. I don't even want. I'm definitely cool now because the server blow up. I'm cool. I am cool. Cool. I deal with games that blow up on the time. Nah, I'm cool. I'm good. Nope. Can't do it.
Yeah, you know, that's what's happening. And while Brady was explaining some of the stuff, like, you know, the inputs and the flags and stuff, I just think about the coding. I think about the software aspect of it, of how, you know, just like certain things, they probably got case statements or if statements in there where, you know, they butchering stuff, you know. I just think about some of that aspect of it. And I just want to see it just to kind of like affirm my idea of what they probably have on the screen.
I don't know why I feel like it's like super archaic. I don't know why. I got a feeling like it's just. I feel like y'all in like y'all in the cave somewhere doing this. Like I don't know why. I don't know why, Brady. I don't know why.
Hey, if they are,
I feel like it is.
If they are, they are. But I'm just saying, it actually it amazes me though with how the NBA works because there's multiple G League games going on all the time. And like they have someone on call at their like call center and they're like watching these games and they're eyeing in and they'll call in and say like, hey, like this is like we might not know something's down and they'll like call our boss and like had to go check it. Like there could be things that are down. So they're always watching the games, always making sure that our stuff is running properly and we're doing a good job and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Now they say the control center be definitely fun to if you want to be in a controls like center, like they say that's fun because they get to see everything that go on, and they said some of the conversations be kind of crazy, but that's what I heard.
I don't know if I do that. It's a lot of screens. That's a lot of stuff going on. You focus on like one thing, like hey, you gotta watch. Yeah, watch this screen over here. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Right.
I think about the Matrix when they walked in. He saw like everything was going on in the world. Like from a screen. Yeah. I think that was the Matrix. I think that's what the NBA Center looks like.
You know, they got to look at every game and then they look at it and be like, what's going on in Indiana? Man, they got camera 3 down. Somebody call Indiana. They got camera 3 down. They need to fix that right now. Come on. Need a good angle on Buddy Hield right now. We need a good angle. Come on. What's wrong with them? My goodness.
I think with all the technology that they have, there's no reason why we should be missing stuff. Everything recorded.
But you know how technology is, though. It has its moments.
Yeah, it does.
It has its moments.
It does. But we're going to switch gears a little bit, all right? We're going to shake it up real quick. So, Bray, I know you also, you know, not only did you work with the Mad Ants, you also worked at the TinCaps as well. You was involved in the ticket sales with the TinCaps, is that correct?
Yeah, it was game day. So I was in the ticket office on game days, interacting with fans and helping them purchase tickets when they came up for game days or non-game days.
Was it hot in the booth?
No, not at all. It's like I don't know if it was air conditioning or not, but it definitely wasn't hot at all.
Okay, I always think of whenever I see ticket people, I'll be like, they be hot up in them booths, boy. I tell you, my goodness.
Be baking.
Yeah, the sun just be hitting them. Just woo.
Because they sit behind that glass.
Yeah, we got blinds though. We have blinds in there, so we can like put them down. But the downside of that though is like we put our blinds down, people think our window's closed, which sometimes that's a plus. Like, hey, I don't want to deal with like interaction right now. Like, all right, cool. Just put this blinds down a little bit. But it's just because the way the TinCaps Stadium is and with the ticket offices, that sun's always coming down right in our face. So it's like sometimes hard to do stuff, but we manage.
I see that. Yeah, I just feel like Jamal said, I'd be hot, bothered. I'm like, yo, how many people do I gotta serve? Like, can't you get this person right here? Like, I ain't about to get along with this person. Like, this person, I heard this person cussing before he even got up to the stadium. Like,
And they
something
know
was
ain't got no
wrong.
money. Look, they ain't got enough money in their
Yeah.
pocket. Come on,
Oh,
man. Good and
don't let
doggone well
them.
you ain't got enough money. Come on, brother. Why you want to do that to me? Come on. Why you want to be in my line doing that?
Don't let someone come up here and be like, the card decline. I'm like, sorry, your card's declined. You gotta whisper it.
The downside though is when like stuff like that happens, or they don't have enough money for things, and it's just like if it's just an individual person, it's like we have to like turn people away. But sometimes like we'll get lines of people, and sometimes that stuff will happen. So like we'll like go around and sometimes be like, hey, we'll just comp a ticket for you. And I know the TinCaps do it sometimes for players families. They get tickets to go to the games, and people work there like get some people in, stuff like that. So it always making the money, because I know the tickets for the TinCaps aren't expensive. It's a pretty cheap game to go to, so we're always halfway filled, 75% of the way filled, so it's always a win-win.
So it sounds like, it's just me speaking. I can't speak for the rest of them in this little chat in our area. How many tickets would you say you gave out, Brady?
Oh, that I have no idea. I don't have a number.
Oh, okay. Just have to report that back to the TinCaps. Let them know. I don't want to. We ain't gonna tell nobody. We
don't give away tickets. We don't.
Oh, you just comp. Okay, gotcha.
There's select circumstances where like technical difficulties will happen, and like people will get wrong tickets for things, and we'll sell the tickets for wrong dates, and then they'll realize, oh, we don't have one for today, so we'll have to switch that out for today. It's like, oh, you already paid. I'm like, okay, we'll give you your ticket for today, and we'll have to resell that seat for another day. But that's one of the like errors that come up.
Which one do you like better?
I think I like working for the Mad Ants better. I like the basketball environment. I like the people, but I also like the TinCaps people. I like the conversations we have. But I think I'd say on an aspect, I like Mad Ants because I actually get to watch the game. For the TinCaps, I don't get to watch the game. We have
wait. They kick you out?
No, they don't kick us out.
You're already out.
Yeah, we don't. They have a TV.
Oh, you're right.
Office, so like we can watch the game, but it's hard to watch the game while we're selling tickets. And I don't normally stay for the games afterwards. You just go home because I already been there long enough, because we're there like an hour or two before the game, then we stay until like the third or fourth inning just to sell tickets. And then my bosses and like the interns we have for this season, they stay until the end of the game just in case, because we sell tickets all the way up until the last out of the baseball game.
So, no, wait a second. Wait.
Yeah, because I'm confused.
Y'all charging people full price for if they got one out left?
Yeah. If they want,
okay. See, this is a ripoff.
The game, they gotta pay.
Ripoff. That's crazy. Okay, now I know the TinCaps on. They on. Yeah, it's $1. $1. This $1. This we need $1. Just get it. Come on. This is $1. One out. Just $1 here. That's it. Like what?
Like, if anything, I'd be like, yo, hey, we gotta sell our crowd. And like all these people ain't got in for free because they came in at the last minute. But you gotta make it seem like people want to be here, not like still trying to charge full price to get into the game when it's the ninth inning. Like, the game over with. What we doing?
They came for the fireworks.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess you could say $5 for fireworks and for 1 hour.
They don't have fireworks all the time.
That's only if they win, though. So, you got to hope they win it.
I don't know, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
Look, you just cut off. No entry after,
you would think after like the 7th inning or something, they would say like no. That. But he said they tuned all the way up into the 9th. It's crazy.
That's absurd.
I feel like major league teams might cut it off. From when I worked at the TinCaps, I know we still sell tickets like throughout the whole game. So you can come in the 8th inning if you want, and you can still pay the same price. And I feel bad for some people because it's like you got to still pay what people who got to watch the whole game for, but some people just forget that or baseball's happening, or most of the time people just walk by the stadium like, oh hey, game going on, I'm gonna go get a ticket. And like, oh, it's like the 8th inning, like almost someone's like, oh, it's okay, like I'll still pay. I want to go in and watch a game. Like I'm like, all right, cool. Like that's what you really want to do.
Understandable. Especially if it's hot outside and they're just walking past, they're just walking downtown and like, I haven't been to a game. I'm gonna just drop on in. People with money do that.
Yeah,
you're
not
right about that.
That's y'all. Big money. Yeah, big money.
Brotherhood come to the front of the building.
I'm pretty sure they got like a banner in there talk about sponsored by Brotherhood Mutual.
What that at?
I'm sure they got a banner in there.
What
Let
that
me
at?
go pull up a Google image real quick.
You go ahead.
You'll find Brotherhood Mutual.
You won't find nothing on there. That's what you'll find. Nothing.
That's crazy. Look,
Sips my tea. Nothing.
Keep on sipping.
Nothing.
Lucky I ain't hit you with the find someone else to do it. I'm saving that for later.
Oh my goodness. Brady, what else can you tell us, Brady, about these? Because see, you got me on a situation now. Because do y'all do that for the Madden? Well, I guess you don't do the tickets, so I guess you wouldn't know.
That I don't know what they do ticket wise for that stuff. I know the tickets aren't expensive, but I mean, been to a Madden's game, they're not as sold out as TinCap games are.
Right.
Because the team lately or the past couple of years hasn't been great. So I think that also is, but when we have like different G League teams coming in and when there's like big known like stars that are in the G League that come, that's where people show up for the games. But roughly like 1,500, 2,000 people most home games. So it's not like it's terribly small, but not terribly big. But I like smaller crowds because if we got too much yelling behind us, because they can hear that in the mic and like we can hear it, and sometimes it gets too loud. So I have to like cover the mic so I can talk to them so they can hear what I'm saying over top of the screaming, which we've come into issues about that because it's like, oh, speak up because I can't hear it. It's like, oh, okay. But
what's been the most like sell out crowd so far in the Mad Hat season?
This season, I'm not sure. I think one game we've had like 4,000, I think, but normally I think our bigger crowds is when I know in March every year we host like a schools game, so like local schools and like elementary schools come to the game for like a field trip. I know that's usually our bigger crowd games, but I can't really recall when we have. I know if like they make the postseason, they make the playoffs, that's when crowds will be bigger. I think we had last year. I think nope, I didn't work last year. 2 years ago is when Taco Fall came into the league. He was the main the main Celtics were in town, and Taco was in town, and everybody showed up for that because they want to see him play.
I think I do remember that. Who's been the biggest star that you've seen so far?
So far this season, or just
so far
both. This season, Luka Garza, who's I'm pretty sure he played for Iowa. I don't know if he was player of the year or whatnot, but he plays for the Wolves and the Iowa Wolves, and he's really good. For a G League player, he's really good. I've been hearing like the media people around me and like talk about him, and he hasn't played many NBA games because he has great skill in the G League, but it hasn't been able to transpire in certain aspects of the NBA. So that's why he hasn't been playing in NBA games. But he's been in here the Coliseum twice, and he's put up like 40 plus points and almost 20 rebounds each. Like he's just good, like all around, amazing.
Well, he said you playing for the Wolves, so I mean he's feeds into Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean he's behind Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. So I mean that alone is uphill battle. So yeah.
But overall, I think Taco Fall being in, I think that was pretty cool to see because he's just so tall and lengthy. But he had an off game that day, but I think it's pretty cool him being there. Other than that, I've seen DeMarcus Cousins' brother play. It was a couple years ago that he was playing for the Santa Cruz Warriors, I believe, at the time. And then Giannis's brother, his youngest one, I think it's Giannis. He played. I don't remember the Vipers.
He played for the Winter City
Costa.
Bulls.
The Bulls.
Yeah,
Thought it was
he played for the Bulls early in the season. I know they cut them.
Oh,
I
he
thought
was-
I thought it was Acosta was the youngest one.
Is that
At least in the NBA. I know because Giannis is he's in Milwaukee with him now, but the youngest brother was a Laker, I know, at one point. He the one that got a chip before Giannis did, and that was the whole thing that they were talking about. But I think it was Costa.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But I mean, if they cut him, I don't know because I don't. They used to like give us like sometimes I'd come in and they'd give us like the what's happening with each team and it has like the transactions that are happening. I haven't looked at because I know the G League has it on their like app and stuff and website of transactions of who's called up, who's like called down, who's been cut, who's been waived, who's been got off waivers, and I haven't looked into that. But if he did play for the Bulls because they just played the Bulls last night, he wasn't there. So
yeah, I know the Bulls cut him like a while back ago, but I know at one point in time he was playing with the Winter City Bulls.
yeah, he's pretty good. But yeah, it's far and few between. There's a lot of different stars that come in and go, and not too many big names, but it's like most of them were big in college. Like Daniel Arturo, he plays for the Bulls, and he was playing last night, but he only played like a minute because then he got hit in the eye and stopped playing. So, which is a weird scene that acted out because he got like poked in the eye and then he was on the ground, but no one from either team's like training staff came to see him, and like the refs were trying to get the game to keep going and playing. And it's like I don't like we're all like what's happening? No one knows. Eventually, he walked off the court, but it's just confusing.
Yeah, they was just like, "Yo, you on your own, bro. I don't know what's going on, but you need to walk yourself out of this court. Ain't nobody come and get you. This ain't what you think. We need
This ain't what you think.
You need to get off the court."
Yeah, and the Madden's have had their share of players coming in and out who are pretty good and who are very known. I know currently we have John Stockton's son. He's playing on the team and he's pretty good. Pretty good.
Savage.
What'd you say, T?
He's a savage.
Yeah, yeah. He does not take anything from anybody on either side. He will go up against like Luka Garza. He'll go up against him. He won't back down anything. But they have a pretty well-rounded team this year, so they're pretty well.
Okay. I'll switch gears to another segment. Well, not a segment, but I do have one final question before we get to our last segment. I know lately what you've been doing as well as part of the reason why you're on your trip right now is that you've been doing installations, turfs, and fields and different buildings and whatnot. So tell me a little bit about that experience so far, how that's been, and maybe some of the places that the audience may know that you've been to and done the installation at.
Yeah, so I work at a turf company. It's called the Mortz Group out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I did that in college during the summer. It's just summer work, but I just recently started back up after I've been gone for 2 years from it. But we mostly do high schools and colleges fields, and then we do professional fields as well. I haven't been able to been on any like professional fields, but I know we have done like the Cincinnati Bengals field, their practice field. We've done the Colts field and their indoor field. A couple years ago, I think we did the Browns practice facility. Let's see, this past season we just did Ohio State's new field, so that just got put in before the season started. But mostly it's just like area high schools in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. They have gone to Virginia a couple times. And then I know before I left the company, they went to Colorado and did the Colorado Rockies baseball field. So that's some of the experience they get. There's probably more. I could list by a whole name. I know the Reds they've done, the Ravens. They used to, our owner who gave the company over to someone else now as a CEO because he's retiring. He had a partnership with the Ravens, and they always did the Ravens fields for a couple years because they like had that connection and whatnot. But there's just a couple of the fields and big names that we've done.
I mean, you can't forget the main one though, Brady.
Indiana Tech. That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, I just did that, the indoor track for that. That only took us 3 days, I believe. It's one of our it's a smaller field, but it's one of the fastest installations we've done with putting stuff in, putting pad down, and putting the turf on top. Really,
it's great. It's great. We've been using it since Monday, so it's great.
I'm glad it's working out well for y'all. Really am. I haven't been back to see it because I usually don't go back and visit any of the sites that we've done just because they're all so far away. But that's the one I'm gonna have to go back and check out.
Definitely.
What's some of the stuff that people may not know about when it comes to doing installation?
There's like a lot that goes into it. With I think the one main thing is the numbers, logos, and like end zone letters. People think that when we put them in, that's all just there. But the only thing that's on the field is the the yard lines they go across, and then like the sidelines. But everything else, like the hash marks, we have to cut out and we glue those in. We have to put in the logo. We have to put in each letter in the end zones, and like if they want any specific like logo on the field, like let's say the field's sponsored by someone, we have to like put that in by like glue it, cut it out, and put it in as well. So it's like I think one of the main things some people who seed turf fields think that it all just comes together, but it doesn't.
You got it.
Well, no. I was just gonna ask, like, what the little beads? What purpose do the little beads serve?
The turf, it's like a safety thing. So every school, there's different. So it's like different types. So like there's like the turf, which is like the black little beads that majority of like schools have.
Yeah.
But then there's like different, like in Biofill, it's like a green coated sand. I think there's like two others, but like we put sand down first, and then we put the rubber pellets on top, and it's just to give it a more safer surface for whoever's playing on it, and the school decides what they want on it, because it could be the cost of it, or like the little sand is like some like microbacterial thing where it like is safer for certain things. So
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the few time I played on turf, I'm like, I done slid, especially if it rained, I done slid across. I said, what in the world? Stuff just whoosh. Nice little streak of look like little tire pellets on my leg. But you know, hey.
that stuff gets everywhere though. Like you're walking on the field and you just have them in your shoes automatically. You're just like, how does that get there? I have no idea.
Huh.
Yeah, that does be the case. I remember from just the turf field that we had at Tech, and field house, all the times I always come back with just stuff all over me. I'm like, I ain't even like sit down anywhere. Like, why is it all up here? So yeah, I get that. But the one thing that I was like, I didn't even realize is the fact that you like when it comes to logos and the letters and stuff, you guys cut that out and like drop it in there because it looked like it's still all one piece. Like it don't look like it's separate pieces.
Yeah, so the logo doesn't come in one piece. It normally, depending on the size of the logo, it'll come in like 2-3 pieces, maybe 4, and we'll have to like we have like it all measured out where it needs to go and stuff, and it's so precise. Like I think we can be like a quarter inch off. I think for what our standard is or whatever deviation. I don't know what the word is, but so then we'll go around and like hand cut it out, and then we'll remove those pieces. And we have like this paper, and then we have like this glue we put on it that we glue the thing together, and that glue lasts 8 to 12 years. So it's um, pretty great glue. You get it on yourself, it's gonna take a couple days to get off your skin, just because it just like sits there and it's hard to get off. I'll be getting on my hands stuff. Now we have to scrape in the shower just to get it off, and it's like not one try gets off. You have to do like 3 or 4 times to try to get it off.
That's crazy. Well, let's go ahead and transition into the infamous segment that you know called the game within the game, where we ask small, funny little questions. So let's go ahead and get this started. This time around should be interesting because Brady used to ask some of these questions, so it'll be interesting how he responds to some of these questions. So the very first question is, Brady, are you ready to play?
Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and ask the very first question. I would normally kick things off. Chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin, sugar cookies, snickerdoodle, oatmeal chocolate chip. What's the best cookie?
Man, I should have known this question was coming. Should prepare myself for it. That's the question we ask all the time. Man, I feel like in my current mood state right now, I'd go for like a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie right now. It just sounds good. I like the sweetness. I like the oatmeal part of it. And teasing her shake, like it's not a good option, but right now it's what I'm feeling. But I normally go for like chocolate chip cookies.
I said, get somebody else to do it. That's nasty.
And better than oatmeal. Oatmeal raisin is not bad. I can't diss an oatmeal raisin, but I'd rather have.
What is happening? What's happening right now?
What? Look, we gonna start. We gonna start over the count. So 1-0.
No, it's not starting no count.
Yeah, it is. New season, new year, new count. No. Oh damn. I'm in trouble.
Dang. Losing the count.
Oh yeah, I've been lost the count.
Ooh.
I mean, you can start over this year. That's cool. But he said chocolate chip and oatmeal. That's
oatmeal chocolate chip.
That's 1 and 1. Like that's a double to me. That's 2 cookies in 1. That doesn't.
That's why it's his own category.
Nah. Go to the next question because I ain't going for it.
It's on you.
No, it's on T. It's on our new co-host. Our new co-host got to do it.
Okay.
The boss. The boss got to do it.
Whoa. All right. So, Brady, TV shows or movies?
I go TV shows.
What you watching right now?
What I'm watching right now? I'm watching it's called The Morning Show, I believe. It's on Apple TV. It's like a whole like sitcom of like it's like a Good Morning America type thing, but it's like what happens behind the scenes of like a news anchor and news stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I've seen previews of that.
Yeah. That's what I'm currently watching. My favorite though, I was watching the Ted Lasso one. It's just I'm done with it now because I watched all of it, but it's a Ted Lasso series. I don't.
So you're an Apple TV person. That's what I'm hearing.
No, I had a free trial of Apple TV, so I had to use it and had to get on it. But I normally I'm like I watch a Peacock normally.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. Who's your top 5 in the NBA?
Oh God. Could just list the whole starting 5 for the Celtics. Huge Celtics fan. But
what? What?
Not a good team, huh? My bad.
No, I think he's just surprised that you said Boston. That's all.
Boston, yeah.
I mean, I'm a Laker fan, but I mean, this he said the whole starting five. I give you two of them, but not the whole starting. No,
I mean, I'd take Jalen and Jason Tatum.
I'm about to be the only two.
Yeah, I think other players. You said starting five or just like
this is your top five. It don't matter who.
Top five.
Yeah.
I like Steph Curry. Other than that, that's three. I don't know. Man, I can tell you who I don't like, but it's not gonna help.
Who don't you like?
I don't like Giannis.
Wow.
Or LeBron.
Wow.
Okay,
that's about it. That's my list. But who else I like? I like Marcus Smart. I just like how he plays.
Boston Celtic. Okay.
Wait. So you don't like Giannis and LeBron? Mm-hmm. Those are two darn near about really the same
players. Yeah.
You're giving hater vibes, Brady. But
no hate. I don't hate here. No hate. It's just not a fan of their gameplay, I guess.
Who your last one? Because I'm hearing a lot of this is
my last one.
Yeah, this is getting a lot here. This is something.
Man. But I'm just trying to think of some just random, not random player, but just I don't have a last one. I can't think.
Who the Celtics power forward? Put the power forward on there. Call it a day.
Horford.
There you go. Yeah, put it call it.
I was about to say Peyton Pritchard, but he's not that great this year.
Yeah, put that whoever put Al Horford or Pritchard on the put one of them two on there. That's his fire because he literally already said Celtics. The only one he's not a Celtic on there is Steph, so he got his fire. And he said he hates Giannis and LeBron. We heard that first, people. That's what you heard.
Don't hate. No, dislike.
I'm sorry, dislike. Okay, he said dislikes them too. Don't know why, but
hate when people hear this, they're gonna be like, terrible. I'm never gonna be invited back either. Be like, ain't coming back.
Can I just ask what? Okay, I'm gonna just ask the one quote before we continue. We have to ask why.
Why? What? Why I don't like him?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I never liked LeBron. I don't know. I just never wanted to hop on the liking LeBron phase when he went to Cleveland and the Heat and the Lakers. Like I just didn't like it. And then Giannis, I don't know. There's just something about, I guess when he plays the Celtics or something about it, I just don't like. He plays dirty sometimes.
So here's the next question, Brady. Okay.
Wait a second.
Because this is what it is. Okay. Because. Okay, so you don't like them, right? But do you respect their game?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. I don't know, but
this whole I already dug too deep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bail you out, Brady, and I'm gonna just go ahead and switch.
There's no bailing out. There's no way to bail him. It's too late.
It is too late.
Yeah, so you can go to the next question, but it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next question. So Brady, if you can go pro in any sport, what would it be?
I would have to say football. And if we're asking like position, I've always wanted to be a kicker in football, so I think that's what I'd do. It's not, I wouldn't say it's an easy job because kicking those is not easy, but I feel like that's what I would do. Least amount of work, I think. I can just use my legs. I don't have to really lift too many weights because I'm not a fan of that. So I can just lift weights with my feet, kick a ball.
I love the honesty in the answer.
I was just trying to bring it out to viewers to know me. They gotta know who I am.
He ain't trying to get back on that good graces after he said what he said. Yeah, that's all it is.
I made my villain story like a couple minutes ago.
All it is.
So.
All right, Brady. So, how much do you know about WNBA players?
Not as much as I should. That's gonna be my answer.
Not as much as you should. So do you know enough to give me 5?
5 players? The first one is it Deladon? She's the one.
Okay, I get that.
Sue Bird, that's one.
Okay.
Oh no, I haven't watched the WNBA game in a minute. So
it just happened last year, you know.
Yeah. What else?
As long as you don't say Maya Moore, we good.
He can say Maya.
I say Maya Moore now because I don't.
I mean, she's not playing though. I mean, unless
I'm not saying she gotta play.
Oh, okay. Well, then he got plenty to choose from. I thought you were talking about right now. I thought you were saying right now.
Sabrina Yasku, she's playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's only 3, right?
No, that's 4. We need one more.
Oh, cool.
T looking intently into the mic. Please say something so I can get you.
Oh, she doesn't play anymore though. She played for the Fever.
Tamika.
Yeah. Tamika.
That's a Chico. First off, Juwan, you just can't be.
I know it was. I've met her before.
Bailing people out.
I've met her. She showed up to a match.
What you mean?
Oh, Tamika.
I had to help him out. He was see this is the problem. See, I know you T, I know you're upset because he don't like LeBron. Okay. I'm helping him out. I had to bail him out. That's all it is.
Whatever.
All right, good.
I just wanted to say him for himself. But I give you that. You gave us 5. All right. You cool.
All right. So what is your favorite sports moment you've ever witnessed or seen?
Like TV or in person? Probably both.
Either one. Whatever your favorite moment was.
Man, I think the one that I remember the most, and my brother probably won't like me for it, but it's when the Vikings beat the Saints in that playoff game. With that catch to win it.
The Kyle Rudolph touchdown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such
villainous. That stiff arm, quote unquote pass interference. That's what the Saints fans say. I think it was a good catch, but that's just me. Saints fans say that, but
they were so mad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Very mad.
But who cares? It's the Saints. I mean, who cares?
They pulled out the rule book on that one. That's how serious it was.
Yeah, but they got caught for a whole bunch of stuff, so they can't really say much. So it's okay. It's like karma. They got what they deserve. Okay, happens.
I have a second one though. I don't know if I can do 2.
That's fine. You could do 2.
Second one was my first time watching the Michigan-Ohio State game at Michigan 2 years ago when they beat them for the first time in a while. That was a pretty cool environment to be in. And they scored like 7 touchdowns in the second half and didn't let them score too many. Like every drive they scored a touchdown. So I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool moment.
Yeah. I respect that. All right. If you could be a hype man for any artist, who would it be?
Man, there's so many. I want to go. Man, I think KB. I think KB is someone I probably would. I was thinking Andy Mineo too with 116, but I think KB because I've been listening to more of his music lately, so I feel like that's.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, KB jumps around a lot.
Yeah, he's
very energetic.
Nice too.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
So Brady, if you could take over any organization, who would you choose and why?
Oh man,
who would I choose? Let's see.
Michigan.
I feel like I feel like I'm be judged for it, but I think of the Patriots because I like the I like the Patriots, so I think I'd take them over. Because after what they're doing this year, we need a offensive coordinator.
We need offense. Yeah, we need offense.
Can't let Bill and Matt Patricia, who was a defensive coordinator, run the offense. So I think they need a designated offensive caller. And then I'd sit Mac Jones, put Zappy in. But that's probably, yeah, I like him better. I think Mac complains a lot.
I said this is where y'all come in comment at because y'all both root for the same team.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna say nothing. I can't say nothing. Nothing to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
All right, actually, I do have one more question for you.
What to say?
So Brady, what was the favorite episode that we recorded, or that you recorded? Because you did a couple of them solo too.
Favorite episode? So many, but I think it's gonna be bad with names. I don't remember people's names. It's gonna be bad, but I think I want to say now I just lost all of them because now there's too many. Dang. I'd say when we did with the one girl worked with the fever.
Yeah, it gotta be Lauren.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good one. But I think solo episodes, I think I interviewed, I think it was Lewis by myself. I think that
Lewis Shine.
I think that one was a pretty good episode with him because he had so much insight and so much good things to say.
Shout out Lauren. Shout out Lewis. Those the peeps.
And also shout out to everyone else that we did during that time.
Thanks.
But as we wrap things up, hardest question of all, Brady, how can people follow you and keep up your career and keep up with everything that's you got going on?
Yeah, so I think the only way they can keep up with me is on Facebook because I've recently have taken a break off of social media, so I think it's the only one that I have currently active. So if they want to see anything, it'd be Facebook. You can just search up Brady Spanfellner on Facebook.
Okay. And then also for the fans, listeners, subscribers, I'm just gonna say, Juwan, you wanna go ahead and drop your socials as well so people know where to follow you at?
Sorry. I expect that one. You didn't do that at least before. Everything is at J Polo Man. That's just what it is. I got everything kind of streamlined. So at J Polo Man on everything. Other than TikTok. I ain't on the TikTok. I ain't on TikTok. So Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, J Polo Man. There we go. Boom.
All right. What about you, Miss Chantel Smith Jones? This is Chantel Smith Jones. My fault.
Y'all can find me on every platform at Agent CSJ. That's it.
And
what about you, Desmond? What about you? You go ahead, plug yourself.
And y'all can follow me on Twitter that's DRJ101. Instagram is DJ_the techie_7.
Yo, you got too many names.
TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Yeah, we'll work on that later.
Yeah.
Not on TikTok. Don't find me there. But that's the two places where you can find me at. But also, you can always find a podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whether it be Spotify, Anchor, Google, Apple, you name it. We're on there. We're also on YouTube. Go ahead, check us out there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and follow the videos that we drop along with the shorts. We've also been posting more on TikTok, so please give us a follow on there. Go ahead, check out the website, capturingthegame.com, and also go ahead and order you a hoodie or a t-shirt from the website. Brady, it's been awesome, man, catching up with you, keeping up with your career, man. Continue to go forward and do great things, and you always family to this podcast. So just thank you for the time and effort that you did put in, and best of luck going forward, man.
All right, thanks for having me. It was a blast being here, catching up, and had a good conversation. So I really enjoyed the time y'all had with me and let me on. Thanks.